Pranam dear friends. Today's episode will be another episode about the untrustables of society, and today's episode will be on these actors, especially the film actors. I'm talking more about the Indian film actors. Maybe it is true for all the actors in the world, maybe it is not, but mostly when you see the popular, the famous, the celebrity, the big superstars of the Indian film actors, you know, these actors are always, you do not think that when an actor is portraying some character, some adorable character, because obviously the protagonist has to be, you know, lovable. People have to feel like this character they are seeing on the screen is like them, and the script writers and the directors and everybody like really and see to it that the character they portray is adorable. But the audience, the general audience, especially in India and I think in the whole world, people are so madly in awe of the actors or the actresses, while forgetting this thing, while totally ignoring this thing that these actors are just portraying a character. They are not this romantic hero, they are not this great loving person, they are not this big-hearted person, they are not all these characters, all these qualities a character must have, which they just portray. They're just with all the flaws which you and me have. They are just simple, you know, in India, people, these fans who are, I think they are out of their senses, they make temples or churches or mosques. Maybe if you translate temple into mosque or church or synagogue, they make temples of actors. And this actor may be one of the most evil person, and he's portraying the role of the greatest lover or the greatest human being or the greatest good person. And these gullible, these poor young people, like maybe we were also once like that, poor teenagers, poor children, or poor young people, stupid children, stupid young people, like I was also once, they fall victim of the aura of these characters. And when you ask them who is their idol, they will say this name, or they will say this celebrity's name. How ignorant or how brainwashed. See, actors would take a lot of money and do anything. Very few actors with a lot of experience, lot of age, they have understood that if I am promoting a product, if I cannot use it, I won't promote. These are like rare. In India, there is a huge issue of cross-border terrorism and cross-border, you know, bad things from some countries. And there are these actors, there are these so-called adorable people, so-called ideals. They do not mind advertising, taking a lot of money from these companies which comes from these countries who do and who have done a lot of bad things for our country. They do not mind taking money from them and acting for them and promoting their products. Maybe they would think that, okay, it doesn't matter, I am taking this money from them, or it doesn't matter, you know, India doesn't matter, or my country doesn't matter. They would promote all these, like there are these phone companies, and the topmost actors, topmost celebrity actors and celebrities of India, they would go and promote the products of those countries who are, because India is a great market, India is a huge market, and they would just use the money and promote terrorism maybe here in India. Like big time actors, yeah, we are in the business of not taking names, but I think we all are intelligent. We can see all the big phone companies and the big time stars, big time superstars of India, they are promoting the phones, the smartphones of those companies, those countries. These stars, they generally do not come to promote products of some poor or some humble Indian company, because everything is about money. So when a person is taking a lot of money, when his coming on advertisements, his coming on film, his coming on everything depends on a lot of money, then how can you trust that person? How can you trust an actor? So it is also for the actors to realize this thing, that actors are also supposed to be human beings. Actors are also supposed to be people pampering their country's goodness, people pampering they must, if they are humane, if an actor is humane, if an actor is Satwik, if an actor is true to soul, an actor needs to be true to soul, actor needs to be humane, actor needs to be Satwik, because as they say, with great powers come great responsibilities, and these actors, they have huge power. Their responsibility is not to pamper something which is not good for India, not good for their country, not good for humanity. There had been these actors who have been promoting these, these soft drinks, and they themselves fall sick out of these soft drinks, consuming a lot of these soft drinks, and they cannot say anything about that because they have taken so much money and also signed a bond that we will not say anything about that. So how can you trust actors? So an actor is also an untrustable in the society. You trust an actor who is doing something not for money, but for the country, but for humanity, but for all living beings. Just big talks are just dialogues for actors. You have great powers. With great powers comes great responsibilities. The more the power you have, the more responsibilities you have. Don't misuse that power which maybe you have worked hard to get, or maybe people have given you. Don't misuse that power. Be an ideal actor. Be an ideal actor. Be a Satwik actor. Be a true to soul actor. Be a humane actor. Pranam.